Hey everybody, welcome. It's Wednesday morning. Hope you're going to have a tremendous day today. We're considering that amazing subject of Jesus revealing himself through the name, the Good Shepherd. It's a great revelation of him. It says so much about who he is. It says so much about what his passion is. It says so much about what he values. Yesterday we spoke about the fact that Jesus is not a hireling. He's not somebody who's doing this because he wants to get anything out of it. He's doing this as a good shepherd for you and for me, the ones who are lost, because he genuinely loves us. He is the good shepherd. There's plenty of shepherds, but he's the good one. I want to take this a step further today by talking about the description that Jesus gives to the shepherd. He talks about shepherd being a good shepherd. I thought about that, and I thought, what is it that makes it good? Because good is a relative term. Everybody's got a different definition of goodness and what it will look like. But I want to suggest to you a few things about the goodness of this shepherd. The first thing the good shepherd knows is he knows the names of his sheep. Crazy, isn't it? That Jesus declares that I know you and I know you by name. I want to spend a little time talking about this. Jesus speaks at another time about a shepherd who had 100 sheep, knew them all by name. And when he came in the evening to count his sheep, and he recognized that one of them was missing. And so he gives his other sheep over to a friend to look after for a while. And he goes out and he seeks this lost sheep. And I wonder if he didn't not just call sheep, 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 sheep. I wonder if he called, hey, Fred, 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 or Mary, 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 because he knew them by name. And he searched. And my mind goes crazy when I think the extent to the search that Jesus went through to find that one sheep. I'm going to tell you, people, nothing has changed. God still knows you by name. And that's what gives you a sense of value. I remember a lady coming to our church, and I met her, and she had quite a distinctive name, and I welcomed her. And the next week I saw her again, and I welcomed her by name. And a little while later, somebody saw her at school one day and said, I believe you've been going to Settlers Church. And she said, yeah. So this woman said to her, well, tell me, why do you go to that church? And she just said one thing, Trevor remembered my name. Man, that's all. And she felt so valued because she was remembered by her name. You see, your name associates so much to how valued you are. And when people use your name and they use it well, you feel good, man. The guy remembered me. He knew who I was because he remembered my name. Well, I've got to tell you, people, Jesus knows a lot of names. In fact, he's always changing people's names. But that's not what I want to say. We'll talk about that tomorrow maybe. But the wonder that he knows you by name. I love that verse where it says that your name is tattooed on the hand of God. He has engraved your name in his hand. Now that's a beautiful picture of how much God values you. Today, if you're thinking, man, nobody else values me, well, I want to tell you, to God, you are awesome. To God, you're like the only person who's ever lived and ever will live. He loves you that much. He knows you by name. He's not a hireling, and to you, he's not just a number. He knows you by name. He knows you by name because he knows where you come from. He shaped you in your mother's womb. He knows your DNA. He knows how many hairs you've got on your head. And for some of us, that's not many, but he knows you by name. Think about that today. And I know it's a figure of speech, but it's a figure of speech that just speaks so intentionally and beautifully and deeply to your value to God. You're not just a number, you're not just one of millions of people. He knows you intimately. He knows you by name. And when you go missing, God's not looking for a number, he's looking for a person. And when you don't pitch up, when God expects you to pitch up, he's out there as a good shepherd looking for you in the midst of all the lostness of where you could possibly have gone. And people, let me say this to you. I don't know if there's anybody listening today that needs to hear this. You can never go further than the extent of God's love. God can always go further than you. And so I don't think you can run from God. You can't run from him because he'll find you, because he's God. And he will seek you out until the end of time, in the hopes that you will come to him, in the hopes that you will return to the fold. He knows you by name. And he will seek you out in the cliffs of devastation out there in the world, and he will bring you back, carrying you with great songs of rejoicing on his shoulders. Think about that, people, as a picture of the wonder of who God is. And you saying, Trevor, that's just a cute Sunday school thought. It's not. It is, but it isn't. It's a great Sunday school truth. But man, people, I don't think we've even begun to understand completely the wonder of God's commitment to us and our value to him. Doesn't matter whether you're rich, poor, what color you are, what type of person you are of incredible value to God. Simple truth. But these simple truths change our lives. I hope it changes yours. Let's celebrate the good shepherd, not just a shepherd, the good shepherd today. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Bye.